guys.
Hello!
What are y'all doing?
Joining us on this epic road trip. Isn't it beautiful? We are somewhere in Montana, I believe. West Montana. And it is absolutely breathtaking here. Mountains on either side.
And it's been like this for an hour straight, so you know.
Thought we should share some of the wealth. Do you know what mountains these are?
Rocky Mountains.
Rockies. Yeah. They're very awesome. Oh, that's it. Come on. The old head. We've snuck in. Woo! This is the main. Well, I don't know, what is it?
This is the lobby.
This is the lobby. Look.
It's the public area that anyone can get to during hours.
That's a valve. Is that really what?
Yeah,
what they?
it's a big giant valve.
Do you think it opens anything?
No, it doesn't open anything.
So.
Except your brains.
Ooh, my brains. Okay.
And then see the thing there says valve and the gray. Okay.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, I see.
And there's one of the robots from Portal 2.
Where?
And
Oh, that one?
there.
That one over there.
There's the Portal gun, obviously. All the awards and the season covers for Valve games and stuff.
Jesus. That is psychotic.
They make good stuff.
You could totally steal one of these.
I'm not going to steal one of these. I'm not going to let you.
Can I touch one? Maybe I'll touch here. I'll touch the Half-Life one. Ooh, ooh, very exciting. Okay, we're next. Now is the next part like non-public?
Yeah, you probably can't film anywhere else.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go.
I want to stay alive.
We are at Snoqualmie Falls, and it's beautiful. See if I can get a better vantage point.
Nice.
Portland and Seattle, Spokane.
Cute
Interesting.
little main street here. The other side. Just don't get me.
Yeah,
Missed most of it though because you were taking pictures of that other stuff.
that's alright. Everybody needs gas stations too.
You don't need to film the gas station.
We're on an adventure. Say hi, Whisker.
Hello.
Say hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy.
We are looking for the opposite shore over there.
Well, the end.
The end.
Really.
Over
The
there.
edge of the bottom end of the lake is what we'll be able to drive up to.
That's a funny angle to play pinball at.
A packaged up pinball machine. Now, are all of these hacked so that they're free play?
It's not a hack, it's just a mode you can set.
Oh, you're kidding. That's cool. So Roy is currently removing some bolts from underneath that is keeping the, I guess the scoreboard attached to the play field. And
We're using Whisker as a clamp. Once Roy gets those bolts out, I'm gonna have to turn this camera off.
Why?
Because I'm gonna go from being a clamp to being a jack. So this is what a pinball machine looks like when Roy's underneath it.
Buy two, take one home. PDP 8. 16,000. About the same as a modest
You can
house.
fit it in your car.
The values in memory stack. So if we were to do some math on it,
Yeah.
we would see the lights start to blink.
Whisker and Roy say this is like a prop, and that's like the serial terminal. What did you make it do?
I just made it count to 10.
Oh, good job, computer.
Good job, computer, indeed.
I saw it that time.
Alright. So let's see. See if we can overflow it. Could be bad. It did that pretty quickly.
It handled it.
It actually went through it faster than I thought it would.
Oxide that remember things, and in here you can see some silver spots which don't. And normally the heads fly over the surface of the disc at about 140 miles an hour. And this is a head, it has crashed. You can see that there's kind of some scratches on it. And the particular one that crashed is this one, and it just completely tore it apart. The little white bit came out as dust in the vacuum cleaner. So that's what happens when a disc crashes, whether it's here or on your PC. The heads are much smaller on your PC, they're about that big. Right. But it's the same process. Right. But this is the way they were then. And this guy was holding the operating system for this computer.
Oh, shoot.
And I came in on Monday and it wasn't happy at all.
Oh, no.
And it took us 3 weeks to get another disk pack up to talk to it again.
Woo! Oregon Trail. Oh, shoot. Alright, I might have to actually stop this because I think I'm going to play a little game. And then I am supposed to Toymaker Television at Living Computer Museum, April 26, 2013. Alright, so we just put this Bad Cats one into place. Woo! There's something
Adding the
moving.
pinball. Because we took it out while we were moving it in the truck. It was sitting up on end. We didn't want the ball rolling around in there.
Yeah.
That was damage.
I feel like we're cheating.
It's a lockdown bar. Now we can play baskets.
So if you guys ever get a chance to go to the ocean and you see these like little pools of water around, you should definitely check and go into them, because there's bound to be an entire ecosystem within it. And actually, I think this one, you see that? It's like a sea anemone thing, which is super cool. And pretty much everywhere you step, so like all these little white dots, barnacles, and like there's shells all over the place, and those are pretty much living organisms. Super cool. And there's a mussel family. They're sun tanning. We're driving through. Beep, beep.
I'm driving.
Beep, beep. We'll look up the sunroof. Ooh, that's cool. All right, we're gonna drive through. Roy's waiting behind. We're just silly.
They probably used to have a way to get up there, but it was too dangerous or something. So they,
So that's downstairs.
I thought you'd want to help open Daddy's box then. You don't want to? Hey, you want to come out? You want to help? All in, Miles.
Squeeze them. Get really hard. There you go.
So, Whisker, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
These are brass.
He got a guitar for his birthday.
It's not just a guitar. That's a very rare parlor size. What do you call it?
What do you call it, Whisker?
Resonator.
Resonator.
Oh, so you have like a regular guitar at home?
Yo, yeah, we got like
got a lot.
6 of them.
Whoa.
Oh, here. Look at
This will let
that.
me sell a couple of them. Isn't that something?
Yeah. Wow.
I have to tune that up.
Didn't you get a little suspicious of the big box on the ground with American folklore?
Well, you know, these people are hillbillies. They just leave stuff laying around.
With drawings all over it, decorations. Ben drew.
I thought he had gone in to use his computer to Google American folklore.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I forgot to wrap you.
Oh man,
We're trying to find the deal.
living life.
We are currently at HSC Electronics, looking through bags and bags of way too much stuff. Or boxes.
$1 deals.
Looking for $1 deals. So far, this is our haul. Yes. That's our unwanted.
Hey, I'm right here. I think I figured out the new plan.
What's the new plan?
Is to go through these and then put anything that looks interesting aside.
Okay.
And then look through all of the ones that I've set aside at one time instead of stopping going through the sorting
Sounds like a good idea.
each time. Yeah.
I think we have another box to look through, so we're gonna go do that.
How do we have to turn it on?
On what?
Turn it on right when Joe's eating. I'm very nice of you.
Well, they did a lot of experimentation in their bedroom. I had to go up there at night and turn off the soldering irons. Remember that? The house is going to burn down. They were always making bombs and things.
All productive members
Yeah,
of
I think
society
so.
start out that way.
I think experimentation is probably part of living, you know.
In the process, or like the hardware hacking process. And removing functionality is hard, if the functionality exists, which most devices it does. Propeller it doesn't. Chip, where is he? He knows I'm a big proponent of debug interfaces. Some people are not. But most chips do have debugging functionality, and they're there for a reason. It's to help legitimate engineers develop code, help manufacturers test their chips. So it's a very useful thing. And most companies aren't going to get rid of a debug interface once they have it there. So we can take advantage of that and say, okay, if we're looking at a product, it probably has a debug interface. If a legitimate engineer can use it, we can use it. And I talk about hacking or attacking, and yes, it can be good, it can be bad, whatever the reason. There's lots of different reasons to analyze circuit boards from a good and bad perspective. So there are lots of kind of proof of concept tools that existed that did this that do similar functionality to the JTagulator, but they were all really kind of half-assed, and I thought I could do a better job, and I wanted to have something that I could like recommend to people and say, you can use this to do your attacks and feel good about it. So I wanted to create like a simple tool that was open source that would just help you through the process of determining these interfaces. And also attract non-hardware hacking people to get into hardware hacking. Because I also come from a hacker background, computer security background. I give a lot of talks at conferences where there's lots of very smart technical people, but they've never touched hardware before. They're all software people. So there's sort of been this shift of trying to get software people to start doing hardware hacking. And we're seeing that more and more with the maker fairs and things like that. But on the security field, having a tool like this will now let somebody who had absolutely no idea about hardware now start soldering to test points and connecting things up. So it's just another handy kind of tool for people. So identifying interfaces, the first thing you need to do with a tool like this is actually find the test points that you're interested in. And I have like 2 slides on like the traditional, actually no, this is my only slide on traditional reverse engineering techniques. So you sort of either can look at external interfaces, things like, this is a GPS module that has a little serial interface on the back that's behind like a plastic cover. Here's a one-time password generating token, a secure ID token that has these pins, these 5 test points underneath a sticker on the back. Obviously not intended for the user, but intended for the engineers or for manufacturers or something, and it's there. So from a hacker perspective, you go, okay, I probably want to look at those. Because hardware hacking is all about gathering clues, and you don't know if it's useful or not until you make a list of everything and you just start analyzing stuff. This one's cool, it's from the jawbone up, that wristband thing. I think that measures your movement and sleep and stuff like that. There's usually a cap on the end, and it's really tiny. That serves as a button for the user, but if you take that cap off, there's other interfaces there. That's a programming interface for there. I think they have an MSP430 on there or a PIC. So sometimes you can access these interfaces externally, which is kind of cool. Other times you need to actually open up a circuit or open up a product to find the test points that you're interested in. Sometimes it's easy. There's silkscreen markings. You can say, okay, there's VBAT, there's ground, there's I2C clock, I2C data. We already know what that is. We don't need any sort of interface. But then you see something like this. This is on a BlackBerry device. And I picked up a bunch of these at a surplus store for $5 each of different models to test out on the JTagulator. And you open it up, you see lots of test points kind of sprinkled around. Some of them are just arbitrarily placed wherever the signal is that the engineer wants. But then you see stuff like this, where they're like, oh, okay, those are bigger test points and they're in a nice grouping. That's probably something interesting. More interesting than other test points, which could also be interesting. And sometimes maybe you don't even see that. You just see test points all over the place. And that's where JTagulator is useful, because now you can just connect up to all these, put it up to the module or put it up to the unit, run the code and see what comes out. And this is basically a low-level protocol. It's a finite state machine, so there's a bunch of different states that you can essentially move through the different states of this state machine to shift data in to the device, to shift data out of the device, to read device IDs, to communicate. You can hijack all the pins with something called a boundary scan or boundary test. So you can actually, through the JTAG port, either read or write to any of the pins on the package. So you can test if a device has been soldered on properly. Or you could twiddle all the bits properly to read external memory, which is what people do a lot of times. So I wanted something like a lot of my products, I wanted them to be open source and hackable and expandable, and I thought the propeller would be good for that. And it's a great way to sort of get exposure for the propeller to people that don't normally get exposure to it. So the computer security community, the hacker community, that's sort of focused a lot. If they are doing hardware at all, it's kind of Arduino based. Propeller is a much more powerful device, as you know, for lots of things. So it's just a good way to kind of expose propeller to more people. But a lot of my products have like a command-based interface, very easy to use. I wanted proper input protection, adjustable target voltage, because we don't know what types of boards we're going to encounter. So we can go from 1.2 to 3.3 volts. Off-the-shelf components, I have a shopping cart and DigiKey that you can click to from the website, and it will just load up the entire thing. And then hand solderable, so since it is open source, I have the Gerber files online. If someone wants to make their own board, they can. Here's what it looks like. It's pink. It's really pink. And that was the intent. I just wanted something that was like, kind of heavy metal logo and then just pink. So I think this might start a new trend, and like when I design tools, they're all going to be pink and purple and like pastels or something, just because I can. So this is what the board looks like. USB on one side, propeller, the op-amp stuff is down here, then you have your level translation, input protection, and then the terminal blocks, 24 of them, so you have 24 channels. And then I have the same terminal blocks down here, where these are 2x5 row headers that are compatible with the Bus Pirate probes. And the Bus Pirate is another open source tool to communicate with digital devices and experiment with them that you can get from all sorts of places. And the probe set just plugs in, and they're like $6. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to support that, because now you can just plug in a probe and just clip on to the different wires that you want, instead of having to solder wires to plug into the terminal block.
Get some water.
Feed it an X and a Y, a signed X and a signed Y, and it will return to you a value for angle, which is like a 32-bit number that goes from 0 and then, you know, all the way around to all ones. So F, 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 F. So, which is nice, because you get like a nice modulus rollover. Anyway, when this little loop runs, it writes images to the, it reads 4 longs at once. You can, you know, in a clock cycle, you can read or write all 4 of these at 32 bits. These are the cog, the 4-port cog memories, right, bro?
Yeah, the dual ports.
The quad port. These are the dual ports here, right?
Let me zoom in.
Yeah, these are the color lookup tables with the stack memories.
Yeah, those are the dual ports right there.
Yeah, so that's 256 longs of asynchronous dual port memory. So this is what the video reads one side out of, and you read write the other. And then the other memories, these things, these are the 4-port cog RAMs, so that you can, in one clock, every clock, you can read an instruction, read a destination, read a source, and write an old destination. And then there's the pipeline circuitry that facilitates
So
all that.
you see these columns here. You can kind of distinguish them. Those are the ISD and R for the full port reading. You can see the various columns. These are the drivers for the word lines for the I, the S.
This is what those $1 million EDA tools do.
Yeah. You can see the cells that kind of have jail bar, look like jail bars, that are just straight up and down. Those are actually filler cells.
We have space left. Lies.
Yeah, I know. But then Whisker changed the SD card. Woohoo! Where's Jack? Where's Jack? Jack over there.
If you like
Go, Whisker. What's that card? Oh. Food.
burgers. Huh?
It's already starting to puff up. When things are really hot, it's like a 1-minute process.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I sent you those videos, right?
I think, no, wait, no, you sent me the tortilla ones. I didn't see this yet.
Oh, okay.
We're seeing it now, though. It's good.
Yeah. There are plastics that are in this.
Yeah. Like with ranch. Mix cayenne pepper with ranch to make stuff in the store that they claimed was spicy, and I looked at it, I was like,
Summer, be careful.
You touch of vinegar
Right.
over the salt. And drop it right on it. It makes the lettuce so
okay.
wholesome.
Vinegar,
Mhm.
soy sauce. And just put that in your
Oh,
salad.
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And no, Charles, don't cut it on there. Wait till we get it on here.
No, love it.
Yeah, basil's really good too.
I had a everyone tries the softer, maybe it works better.
You can leave them whole. It's fine. You can leave them whole. It's fine.
Yeah, dense, thick. I like it.
It's really flavorful.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of
It's not quite ready to go yet.
That's okay if one side's more done.
Oh, because we'll turn it around. It'll wind up just fine.
This is so fun.
Okay, then we're almost done. That backside.
Awesome. Oh, look at that one. Crunchy.
Well, one of the support of them, we're working on the community. I got a better manual this time around. I
have the only STR on the market right now that has.
We are at Dorkbot PDX, and this is a lot of people meeting. There we go, staring creepily at Lane. Creepy Lane, creepy Lane.
56 degrees, you know what that means.
Water in the basement.
Water in the basement.
Why are you filming us?
Because you guys are
I don't want to be in
zombies.
your damn moving pictures anymore.
Stealing Roy's soul. Knock it off.
We post videos all the time, so don't forget to subscribe. And follow us on Twitter at TYMKRS.